So, what is going on with the Wang family this month? Well, in our first picture, we can see that it's summer vacation.
Okay.
The twins are hanging out in their room. So hanging out means you're not really doing anything, maybe talking, certainly not really trying to achieve a purpose.
Just spending time with each other?
Yes.
Yeah. So Timmy speaks first, and he says, I'm bored out of my mind. Okay, so to be bored out of your mind means to be really, really, really extremely bored. You might actually feel this when you don't have Wi-Fi or maybe a book to read. You're just standing there doing nothing.
So is that how I feel some days?
At work?
At work? Really? Am I bored out of my mind? Maybe. Do I lose my mind and go crazy through boredom? Okay, well that's what we mean. Jimmy agrees with Timmy and he says, me too. I don't want to waste our summer vacation.
No, you don't.
So here we saw the word waste. It's a verb spelt W-A-S-T-E, waste. And to waste something means to not make good or full use of either somebody or more likely something. Okay, you've got it, but you just don't use it, so you waste it. Like we talk about wasting food. You don't eat it, you throw it away. We could also say, I didn't wake up until 1 p.m. and wasted half the day. I didn't wake up until 1 p.m. and wasted half the day.
That sounds like my weekends.
Depends when you go to bed. You may not be wasting any day at all.
If you go to bed like at, I don't know, 4 a.m.?
4 a.m., yes.
Okay. So Timmy isn't just going to complain though. He says we should make the most of it. Okay, so to make the most of something, it's a phrase and it means to use or enjoy something as much as possible. So, you know, when you don't have to go to school, you have to enjoy it as much as possible, right?
Yeah, you have to make the most of your day. So it's almost like the opposite of waste.
Yeah.
You could waste something or you could make the most of something. They're like the opposite ends of this kind of scale. Okay, Timmy also asks, what should we do?
Good question.
Well, he should think of an idea himself. Don't just expect your brother to do all the work.
But don't worry because Jimmy has a suggestion.
Okay.
So he says Ben is going camping with his family.
Okay, Ben must be a school friend, I guess.
Yeah, probably a classmate.
And they're going camping. That's pretty cool. They're going to stay in tents out in the countryside with their families.
Yeah, so your family are the people who are related to you, okay? Like your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, sometimes maybe your pets. I count my pet as a family. Yeah. Your family also includes your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, and your grandparents too.
Yes, indeed.
So let's use the word family in a sentence. This apartment is too small for a family of 6. This apartment is too small for a family of 6.
Okay, well, Timmy likes this idea of going camping. He says, we can go camping too.
Ooh.
Let's ask Mum and Dad, okay? So they can't just grab a tent and run off there out into the wild. They have to check with their parents, very sensible.
So we can see from the pictures that the twins go to the living room to find their parents.
Okay, Timmy comes straight out with a question. He's not wasting any time. He says, Dad, can we go camping?
Do you think Dad's going to say yes?
I don't know. My dad maybe would. My dad would want to plan it for a week first.
Okay. So luckily for the twins, Mr. Wang has the same idea. He says, your mother and I were just talking about that. So I guess they also had plans to maybe take the family out on a trip, maybe camping.
Maybe they know Ben's parents and they talked about it. Anyway, next, Mrs. Wang says, we can't remember the last time we went on a trip. We can go next weekend. Okay, we can go next weekend. The weekend, spelled W-E-E-K-E-N-D, weekend, is Saturday and Sunday, okay? And we generally think of weekend as the time when you don't work. Now, people who do work on weekends, they might think of their sort of weekend maybe being their days off. But most people think as weekend as their Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
For example, you could say, I like to hang out with my friends on the weekends. I like to hang out with my friends on the weekends. Okay, like we said at the start, hang out. Kind of just do nothing, spend time together, chat.
Right.
It's all good.
So Jimmy feels so happy because of this. He just shouts, "Yay!"
Okay, that's nice and simple. And from the next picture, we can see that Paige walks through the front door. Maybe she's coming home, she's been at school or something, maybe staying later, or maybe, unlike the twins, she found something to do on the vacation. She wasn't just bored.
Yeah. So as soon as he sees her, Jimmy says, "Paige, guess what?"
Okay, but Timmy isn't going to give her any time to guess at all. He says, "We're going camping."
Oh, it seems like Jimmy wanted to play a game.
Yeah.
Because he says, "Hey, I wanted Paige to guess." So when he said guess what, he really meant, hey, guess something I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, but actually, we often use the phrase guess what in a conversation, not to try to make people really guess, but to mean, hey, I have some great or surprising news.
Yeah, we'd say something like, "Guess what? I'm going to a really fancy restaurant tonight."
You're bringing me?
Well, no, but if I just said, "Hey, guess what?"
What?
See, she's not actually trying to guess at all.
Don't even want to guess.
Okay, or I could just be silent until she names all sorts of different things. But normally we would say, "Guess what?" and then we say the news straight away.
Right.
But it kind of means, hey, this is going to be interesting, surprising, something cool. However, Paige doesn't really think this news that they're all going to go camping is particularly good, okay?
Why not?
Well, Paige maybe can think of some better things to do than spending the whole weekend
with her
family trapped up on a mountain somewhere in a tent.
That's
okay,
true.
and I can kind of understand that. If I've got a couple of younger brothers, there's a bit of an age gap. So maybe when because she's a teenager, isn't she? She's at high school. Maybe she thinks, you know what? I don't really want to spend time with my family. I've got friends. She's got a boyfriend, Leo. Okay, so she maybe doesn't want to spend this time with her family. In fact, she says, "Can you count me out?"
Count?
Okay, no, it's not count like 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Except by kind of almost means it, but to count someone out means to not include someone in some kind of activity or arrangement, okay? So you're going, who's going in? Well, we need to count her out because she can't make it. For example, are you watching scary movies? Count me out. Are you watching scary movies? Count me out.
Well, count me in.
Meaning I don't want to be involved.
No, count me in.
Count you in?
I want to watch scary movies.
So count me in is just like, please include me.
Yeah.
Okay, so count me out. No, count me in. Oh, yeah.
So looks like Paige just wants to stay at home.
Or do something more fun.
The family won't count her out, though. Mrs. Wong says, no, we'll all go. Even Mac and Cheese. Do you remember who's Mac and Cheese?
They're the dogs,
yeah,
aren't they?
You guys
Mac
still remember?
and Cheese are the two dogs. And that's kind of cool because if you take the dogs with them, they can go out into the countryside. They can actually have some time to run around like real animals in the real countryside, not just stay in the garden or around the neighborhood. So if I was a dog, I would be super happy.
I know. And
they would be, count me in.
Yeah, and that means they won't have to be at home alone. Well, not really alone,
or someone someone has to look after them, or so, hey neighbor, can you come round and look after my dog? So no, the dogs, Mac and Cheese, they get to go out there, run around, join the camping trip, have some fun. Where would the dogs sleep when they go camping?
Maybe in the tent. I would put my dog in the tent.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Yeah.
You probably would.
Well, I've never had a dog. We'd have cats, and you can't take cats camping. You'd probably never see the poor things again. The cats.
He's very scared.
Yeah, but cats are okay being left at home, and someone can go and look after them. Anyway, what's next?
Well, I think we have to wait until tomorrow because we've come to the end of our article.
We're at the end of today's lesson. Okay, we'll find out more about what happens on the camping trip tomorrow. Now it's time for us to wrap up today's lesson. So, camping. Have you got any interesting camping experiences to share?
No, not really. I remember one time I went camping when I was really, really young. I think it was like 3. And I remember there were a lot of bugs everywhere.
Yeah, that happens.
And I think I ended up sleeping in the car instead of in the tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then another time I went, every time I went camping though, it was actually at a campground.
That's sort of more normal. That's okay.
So there was always
there's a shop and there's a shower and there's a proper bathroom somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think I could go camping without
in the
those
woods,
things.
in the real woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you gone camping?
I've been camping. My family and I would go camping in France when we were kids. They would drive and get on the ferry and go over. But that would be in a campsite, which meant that we had to learn how to go and ask for bread and milk and stuff in French.
Really?
So
cool.
it was a bit of a language experience as well. I've also been camping at a big outside music festival.
Oh, okay, cool.
You stay in a tent in a big field with lots of other tents, and you have to kind of cook your own food over a fire. And there is a toilet, but you really don't want to use it.
Okay.
But that was kind of fun. I haven't done it for a long time. I haven't been camping like that for a while. Do you enjoy it?
I actually do. I think I want to go camping in Taiwan, but I don't know where.
East Coast or around the south, from what I've heard.
And anywhere you can just set up a tent?
Not anywhere. There are some places that you would, like real camping spots.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we can go and find out that later, but join us again tomorrow to find out what the Wangs do on their camping trip, or at least the first part of it. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.